Hey, I'm Tay, and this is a quick review of Dabi Nendoroid and Izuku Midoriya Nendoroid Gamma Costume version. As you can see, today's scene is a night scene with both of these Nendos, with some smoke and small lighting effect for Dabi's fire. But before that, let's take a closer look to both Nendos. So here you have the box, and that's how Dabi looks in the packaging. And that's how Nendoroid Dabi looks unwrapped. Dabi Nendoroid comes with 3 faceplates: the calm one, the smug one, and the crazed one. I'm happy that he comes with 3 faceplates, and the range of emotion is pretty good, just because he has a unique face, and so other Nendoroid's faceplates won't fit him. If you wonder what accessories come with Dabi Nendoroid, he has not many, but all of them are pretty nice. First of all, it's a variety of flames. You can start with one small flame in the right hand, appreciate its transparency, and then add another flame, this time to the left hand. This one is less transparent but much more dynamic. And what's interesting, unlike the small flame, this one can be separated from the hand. I'm not sure why would you need it, because the hand is left with one big long peg. This flame seems to be a little brittle, so maybe this hand with this flame were made like this to make it harder to break. Then apparently Good Smell Company thinks that the only thing that is better than 2 flames are 3 flames. So they added another blue fire effect like this, which is also semi-transparent and looks pretty nice. I'm not a fan of using such effects, but I know there are a lot of people who like them a lot. To finish the look, we might add another 2 accessories that come with Dabi Nendoroid. One of which is the onomatopoeia effect of whoosh. It's pretty nice, I like the black border of it, and I can't say anything else because I don't use them too often. In fact, I don't use them at all, even for the display purposes. And finally, the last accessory is the leg. For some reason, this leg comes not in the plastic blister, but in the plastic bag with a stand. I'm not sure why Good Smell Company started putting more accessories to the plastic bags, but I don't really mind. And that's the final dynamic pose you can assemble with most of the accessories you get with Nendoroid Dabi. Now it's time to look at a couple of other hands, and that's it. And we start with the accessory that is pretty much Bakugo. For some reason, official site, Kahotan and all the shops are ignoring in their description of this Nendoroid that it comes with Bakugo. Yes, he's compressed into this one little blue ball, and I find it funny that everybody do really ignore this accessory, not knowing how to describe it. But in short, it's the right hand holding a small blue ball made by Mr. Compress, and it's a reference to the scene where Vanguard Action Squad kidnaps Bakugo. And lastly, there are hands in the pockets. A simple, stylish look that I respect, and that's all for the Dabi Nendoroid. And now I ask Dabi to move, get out of the way, and give spotlight to another Nendoroid of today's shooting. It is the Izuku Midoriya Nendoroid Costume Gamma version. First of all, allow me a small personal trivia. It's my first Nendoroid bought directly from Good Smell shop. Before that, I was getting my Nendoroids only from AmiAmi, Mantarake and Surugaya. But not anymore, because Good Smell Company seems to like producing exclusive Nendos more and more. Even right now I have 3 of them pre-ordered. So as for the new version of this Nendo, here is the beautiful box. I must say that I like it much better than the previous one. It's interesting to notice that, just like Dabi, Midoriya comes with hands in plastic bag, not in the plastic blister. I'm really glad that Good Smell Company decided to make another Deku, because before that we had only this Midoriya. He was nice and cute, But the problem with the first Nendoroid is that his costume is the training one, not the first actual hero costume. You can tell the difference by the color of the lines. On the training costume they are white, and on all hero costumes of Deku they are black. Also, you might notice that the newer version has a little darker skin. I'm not sure why there is a difference. Maybe my Deku saw more sunlight and lost some color. So let's take a quick look at the faceplates, because I think that's the highlight of this new Deku. He comes with a serious fighting faceplate, and the next faceplate he has is another fighting faceplate, but now it's full of determination, and his eyes are identifying the usage of full cowling technique. And the last, third faceplate is smiling one. Bright, wide smile, just like we love him. And of course, the faceplates of the first Nendoroid also fit the new version. So if you have one, you can add another angry faceplate, the crying faceplate, and the last faceplate from the original Nendoroid is the standard smiling faceplate. I believe now, with 6 faceplates, we have a nice range of emotions for Midoriya, and maybe we could do better than just 3 fighting faceplates, but still, many Nendoroids don't have even this kind of variety. As just an Endo, he's really nice. The details are tiny and sculpted fine. He has his hood, everything moves really nice as he has a super movable body. And one thing I really love about him, it's particularly his pouches. You might say that there is nothing special about them, but if you compare them to the pouches of the first Nendo, they were articulated. And it seems like a good idea, but also they can be lost easily. Just like this. Like this. Oh. And this is a real problem. This is why I was afraid to take him anywhere outside home. And now this issue is resolved. This I call a real improvement. As for the accessories, Goodsmell company decided not to bother. So in fact, we have just 1 sound effect and 4 energy effects, 2 of which go on the hands. They seem to be really brittle, so I'm seriously afraid to break them. But here they are. And also we have energy effects for the legs. And that's how these effects look on Midoriya. As I said with Dabi, I'm not a fan of such effects, especially if they're as brittle as full cowling, but I won't say that I don't like how they look. If you can pose your Nendos dynamically, it's definitely a big bonus. Oh, and also for this pose it would be nice to add the onomatopoeia plaque. Yes, I think it looks really nice. And in fact, that's all the accessories you get with this Nendoriya. Other than 4 energy effects and 1 text effect, you get only 4 hands. All of them are open with slight differences. One pair of these hands is fully open. It allows for the classic pose, fist in an open palm, and seeing that we have 2 fists, both left and right, and seeing that we have 2 open hands, left and right, you can choose whatever combination. And the last pair of hands are slightly opened palms. It's a classic martial arts gesture. It's a nice addition to this Nendo, seeing as Deku is a fighter, and if he had any holding hands, this set of hands would be just perfect. I like them both. I believe both of these Nendos would be a great addition to your Boku no Hero Academia collection, and I'm gladly welcoming them on my shelf. And now, finally, it's time to go back to the shooting. For this one, I decided to use my old rooftop diorama. I made it for DC Comics Nendos at first, so it's a nice fit for any superheroes. By the way, I even have a working bat signal, so maybe I should record a video about this dio. Anyway, back to Deku and Dabi. Now you see the second setup I used. The first photo came out too dark, so I had to redo a lot, mostly everything about the lighting. For example, I like using this small pointer light a lot. It can be directed at semi-transparent parts for a nice effect. It's hard to notice on this particular scene, but even so I like it better with this light. Other than that, I used Christmas lights on the background, 2 colored lights and 1 phone torch bounced off a white reflector. This amount of lights is important because I wanted to add smoke to the scene. For this I'm using a vape. I'm not knowledgeable enough about vapes, but I can give you 3 tips about using it in your figure photography. First of all, make sure you get a vape liquid without nicotine. It can potentially harm your lungs as well as figures. And if you don't care about your health, at least think about Nandos. They are plastic and might get nasty smell and yellow coloring. So, once again, no nicotine. The second tip is about glycerin. As far as I know, it's a common and important ingredient of a vape liquid. And unfortunately, it tends to stay on surfaces, especially if you blow a lot of smoke on a figure for a long time. Just like I did with Dabi. My experience showed that it's totally fine as long as you wash your figure right after the shoot. While washing, I used nothing but warm water, and after that I let it all dry on its own. And the last tip is a practical one. Use a straw. Put it like this and you can blow the vape without breathing anything in. Also, it allows you to direct the flow like this. I'm not sure if using the straw works for any vape machine, but you can definitely try it. In the end, I should say that I'm not a vape expert. I read some forums, I asked my vaping friend, and that's all. So please follow this whole idea with caution. To conclude the video, I must say that Dabi and Deku are really nice Nandos. I am happy with the final photos, and you are awesome. If you have anything to say or ask, leave it in the comments. Thank you for watching, my name is Tay, it's been Taste and Figures, and bye!